If you would like to take your dream, create it into a vision, and then plan it, do it, and live it, stick around, my friend, because I'm going to be offering you 3 tips in exactly how to do that. Vision it, plan it, do it, live it. Woohoo! Let's go! So what exactly is the difference between a dream and a vision? A dream is something that you write down, right? It's a fancy idea that you have, a life that you would love to live. And you write it down, but then you just put it away and you don't actually take any action on it, right? That is a dream, just wishful thinking and no action going on. A vision, on the other hand, is much, much bigger. This is a dream that you have for your life that fills you up with passion, purpose, and the drive to actually go towards your dream, to take actions, to actually bring that dream to life, to actually dream it, plan it, do it, and live it. Hey, welcome back, everybody. If this is the first time we're meeting, my name is Farzana. I'm a life coach and a transformation teacher, and I help people just like you navigate through the process of change and personal development. So this is actually part 5 now of this 5-part series on how to figure out and design the next chapter of your life. So last week we were creating a vision board so that we can really start connecting to our vision, to what we want to do in the next chapter of our life, and connecting to our future self who lives in that new life, that new chapter, right? The next version of yourself. When we can actually make our dreams come true, that's awesome, right? And that's what it's all about. All right, so grab your pen, grab your notebook, and let's get into this. Okay, so by now, by doing all of the 4 exercises, we have figured out what it is that you want. You've also figured out why you want what you want, right? You have to have a compelling reason as to why you want what you want. Because when you have a compelling reason as to why you want what you want, that reason is your purpose and is going to be the motivation that is going to keep you on course and keep you on track towards it. Because trust me, on the journey, you are going to have a lot of distractions, right? Because life just continues, and life is constantly going to be throwing different sort of situations and circumstances at you. And you have to have that compelling vision and the compelling reason as to why you are doing what you are doing to keep you on the course. Sweet, so you've got a vision, you've got a purpose, and you've got a goal. You're pumped, you're motivated, you're ready to go, right? All right, so step 1 to bringing any dream or vision to life is going to take some planning and some scheduling, right? What is your strategy to actually bring it into reality? In order to bring any vision, any goal, any dream, any project into reality, to fruition, you need to have a roadmap, right? From A to Z, from where you currently are to where you want to actually be. So just like with any other project that you may have in your life, you start with the end in mind. Where is it that you want to go? What is it that you want to achieve? And then work backward from there. What are these steps that gets you to your destination? So for example, if your dream and vision for your next chapter of your life is to become a published author of, say, science fiction novels, then what are you going to have to do in order to make that dream come true, right? And if you don't know what the steps are to becoming a published author, well, then that's when Google comes in handy, right? Google is amazing. You can learn anything by just looking it up on the internet, right? That's what's awesome about living in this day and age. First off, you're going to start off with the big obvious steps, right? Write the outline, write the chapters, start editing, find a publisher, get published. Woohoo! Now you got to break that down further. All right, so if you're going to start with the writing portion of this vision, what happens? How are you going to structure your writing, right? What are the steps that you need to take to get the writing portion done? So what is your timeline? How many chapters are going to be in your book? How are you going to break down the topics and so forth? And then you need to break down each of those parts of the journey into daily milestones, daily steps to get you to being a published author, right? All right, so if your dream or your vision at this moment is completely overwhelming, that's where this project plan and this roadmap is going to help you out, to help you not be so overwhelmed, to help you see that the dream is not so insurmountable, right? So you need to break down your project into tiny, tiny doable steps. And you keep breaking it down until the dream is no longer overwhelming, right? You break it down until it actually seems doable to you, right? Break down every leg of the journey. Break down the project into tiny, tiny, doable daily steps, and you work with the time and the schedule that you have right now. Work with what you've got. So if you want to become a published author, as we are using in this example, and say, for example, you have a full-time job and you have a family, that doesn't mean you can't have your dream, right? You have to fit that dream into your current circumstances. So if you only have like 2 hours a day to work on your writing, 2 hours a day every evening after the kids have gone to bed, for example, then setting a structure and a plan and a timeline based on those 2 hours every evening. Make your project plan. Figure out how long and what you need to do, because 2 hours every day towards your writing project is better than 0, right? Because if you write 2 hours a day every day, you're going to start making some headway, more headway than if you just don't start, right? Right. All right. Work with what you've got, okay? But just start scheduling it, because until you actually put together a plan and then schedule it into your life, again, it just remains a dream, right? But if you actually want to bring it to reality, you've got to plan it, and then you've got to schedule it, and then you've actually got to start taking the actions, start actually doing the activities that start creating this into reality. So that's tip number 1, is having a solid project plan and a roadmap of how you are going to walk in to the next chapter of your life and live the vision that you have created in the vision board, right? Awesome. So now, just as with any other project, you probably want to have a weekly review, a weekly check-in with yourself to see how are you doing with your project plan, right? So Friday afternoon, set aside some time when you are going to have a check-in with yourself and your team, if you have a team, as to where you are with your project plan, right? So here you are now at, say, 5 o'clock on a Friday, and you're going to have a check-in. How did you actually do with your project plan? How did you do with your daily goals? Are you going to need to adjust your timeline? Are you going to need to adjust the project plan? Are you going to have to course correct any of it, right? Are there additional steps that you need to throw into the mix? So yeah, so this check-in is very, very important, right? Because this is what's going to keep you on track. You need to make sure that you are keeping to your timeline and keeping to your goals and actually, accomplishing your goals and crossing things off, and that you are set up for the next week, right? So having a very, very clear project plan, having complete clarity what you're doing on a day-by-day basis is just going to set you up for success. So tip number 2 is really making sure that you are in the right headspace and that you are keeping yourself resilient and able to bounce back from any setback or detour that occurs on your journey, right? Because it's inevitable that something is going to come up. It always does, right? You've got to figure out where your head is at, right? Because this is the part that's going to set you up for success or set you up for failure. You have to be able to handle setbacks. You've got to be able to handle challenges. You've got to be able to take everything in stride. You've got to be able to stay flexible, to be able to adjust, to be able to course correct, to be able to dodge and dance with life, to be able to handle whatever circumstance comes up without losing your mind, without losing your cool. You've got to be able to handle whatever comes up coolly, calmly, and not give up. If you don't learn to skill up in managing your own mind and your own emotions, this is how you're going to get knocked off course, knocked off center on your journey. So it's very important to make sure you're always in the right headspace. So as you can see, as well as having a really clear roadmap that outlines exactly which actions you need to take to make your dream and vision come true, to make your dreams a reality, you have to believe in yourself. You have to have confidence in yourself. Otherwise, all of those action steps, the project plan, it doesn't mean anything, right? It doesn't mean anything if you don't have the confidence to actually follow through. When you believe in yourself and then are able to follow the action steps that you have set out in your project plan, then success becomes inevitable and just a matter of time. So tip number 3 is that whenever you embark on any sort of a project or a journey, you want to surround yourself with like-minded friends and mentors who are on the same journey and the same trajectory as yourself. Having like-minded friends and people on the same journey and having the same goals as yourself is going to keep you inspired, motivated, and staying on course. Without having like-minded friends and accountability buddies, it's so easy to lose motivation, right? It's so easy to get lost along the way. It's so easy to lose your vision. It's so easy to fall off track. So it's so important to have these accountability buddies and to have these friends cheering you on and keeping you accountable towards the next goal. It makes the journey more and more real. Having people who are on the journey with you makes the journey and the dream more and more real. So I highly recommend whatever your dream or your goal is that you're trying to bring into reality, find yourself a group of like-minded people who are trying to do the same thing. All right, so that brings us to the end of today's 3 tips and the end of this 5-part series on how to design and create the next chapter of your life. So again, you've got a clear vision, that's your vision board. You've got a clear project plan and a roadmap. You've got the right mindset, you're feeling confident, you're feeling clear, you believe in yourself, you're your own best friend, and you've joined a like-minded community that's keeping you accountable and keeping you on track, keeping you motivated, keeping you inspired, and keeping you company on your road to success. Woohoo! So exciting. I wish every single one of you watching this video right now success in whatever your dream is. And if you need to run through the whole series again to get even more clarity, to start believing in your dream more, then I hope you will go ahead and watch the video again. And if you have other people who are also trying to accomplish a goal and need some sort of a guidance, I hope you'll share this video and this series with them. My name is Farzana. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you today and in this entire 5-part series. I'll see you next Wednesday.